Cameron, what's the biggest thing holding your business back right now?
Lead generation, which
Okay.
I think is probably pretty common.
Okay, need more leads. All right, tell us more about the business.
I'm a marriage coach, certified marriage coach. I've been coaching for 8 years. I've coached
Okay.
hundreds in that time. It's what I do full time. I also have a podcast. I teach couples how to have healthy, connected marriages, whether they are hours from divorce or just need a little bit of a tune up.
Okay, healthy marriages. Okay, we'll do a deep dive on the business. Let's talk about the goals first.
Okay.
What's the 3-year revenue goal and what was the revenue in the last 12 months?
3-year goal, I'd say I'd like to be at 300,000. The last 12 months was 65,000.
65K. Okay. Are you a solopreneur or do you have help? You have a team?
No, it's just me.
Just you. Okay. And how many customers do you have right now?
2.
You have 2 clients. Okay. And how many have you helped so far total?
Hundreds in the last
Hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds.
Okay. 100 plus clients help. And how are you acquiring these customers? So of all the 100 plus customers that you have helped, if we were to draw a customer acquisition pie chart, what was the biggest lead source?
Facebook groups is a big one.
Okay. What percentage?
I would say 70%.
70% came through Facebook groups. Okay.
Mhm.
What's
Word
the
of
next
mouth.
biggest source?
Word of mouth is probably 20%. And then my podcast is the last 10.
Word of mouth 20% and podcast is 10%.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would also include in that Facebook group, I've done 3 marriage retreats nationwide. And so I think that's probably where those have come from, like overlapping word of mouth as well as the Facebook groups.
Okay. So 70% came from Facebook groups. Is that still a thing? Like, are you still getting leads from Facebook groups or
Yeah.
has it dried up?
No, that's still one of my primary sources of leads.
Okay. And this is a group that you own or is this?
No. So what makes me very unique is that I was married to a pilot. So I understand the aviation lifestyle. It's very different than any other industry. And there's a lot of stigma for pilots to get help with marriages or anything like that, because if they get diagnosed with anything from a therapist or, a psychologist or anyone, then they get their medical taken away, which means that they can't fly anymore. So pilots are very scared to get help with anything. So it's just, we'll fix it on our own, but then it never gets fixed. So the nice thing about me is that I'm a coach, so I don't report to anyone, but then I also understand the lifestyle. So that's where these leads are coming from. The issue that I'm running into though is that many of these pilot wife groups, these aviation groups, don't allow self-promotion. And so I'm in there and it's like, I just have to comment on other people, when they're complaining about their husbands or they're complaining about their marriages or what have you. I have to just add value to get them to come to my profile page to then see that you see what I'm saying? So it's a very long drawn out process. There is one group that I post in religiously every Saturday because that's what they allow. But otherwise I'm kind of stuck in terms of getting my information out.
I see. So you're limited by the Facebook group that you are part of. Have you exhausted the search? Are there more Facebook groups that you can be part of? Or
Yeah,
these
no,
are like
I'm
literally the
in
ones?
every single one that I can be in.
Okay.
And have even been kicked out of a couple for commenting and adding value. And then they realize that I'm a coach and they're like, oh, well, we're not having you part of this.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like, hey, you're not allowed to sell anything.
It's not even that I'm selling, it's that I'm just adding value, and they realize, like, because I'm there so much, that they realize like I'm adding value as a potential to get leads later on.
The people who kicked you out, is it because they were trying to sell their own thing and you were competing with them?
No, like they just have such a heavy complaint on people that get in there and are self-promoting that they just don't allow it at all. They're very, very strict about it.
Okay. Has that hurt your lead source, like the amount of lead?
Yeah, it has, because those groups had, 20 to 30,000 members in it. And so that's kind of shot me in the foot a little bit. One of them wasn't even me posting. It was another client that I had helped that is also part of that group and had come from that group and was saying, hey, if you're having issues in your marriage, you need to go to Cameron. And they kicked both of us out. So,
Oh, wow. So the good news is, since your niche is so well defined. Do you help other couples as well, like
I
outside
do.
the aviation?
I'll help anyone. I mean, not anyone, but the aviation space is just so great because they can usually afford. Like my ideal client
Yeah.
makes $200,000 to $300,000 a year, so they fit that. They also need help in their relationship, and I am very unique in that I'm great at what I do. I understand the language and the lifestyle. But then also, they're not like pilots are usually people that are adrenaline junkies, usually, not always. But so they're like, they want things done fast and furious. Well, in a
Mm,
therapist's office, you're going to be there 2 to 3 years sometimes figuring things out. And so
mm,
what they like about me is that my program is for usually for pilots and working around their schedule, 1 year tops is all you're going to work with me. And that's marriage is terrible to marriage is ideal and what we want it to be.
mm. I feel like it's a very fixable problem. We we run Facebook ads and target these groups. You can literally target people who are part of these groups, show the ads to people who are part of this group or have this interest. Since I love the fact that you have such a well defined niche, like literally half of the episodes with coaches, like we're like fighting over, oh, well, you don't have a well defined niche. But
Yeah.
you're like completely opposite because you have a well defined niche and you were getting all these clients from these Facebook groups, and now you got kicked out and your lead source dried out. But we have even better solution, which is Facebook ads, because literally that's what Facebook ads is, right? We
Yeah.
use the interest targeting and we target these specific people. And nowadays, like, so I run ads for so we buy and sell vacant land for our business. So I run ads to people who are interested in buying land, and the Facebook targeting is so on point because they're using AI now. So they're
Mm-hmm.
so good, so
Mm-hmm.
good. I can't believe how good they are in finding people who are in the market for land. And
Yeah.
since your targeting is even more specific, I think, have you tried running Facebook ads?
I have. This is like, so I actually used to sell retargeting, um, just the retargeting ad space before this
Okay.
was like really big. So we're talking like probably 15 years ago when retargeting was kind of a thing. That's what I was in marketing and I did that. The thing is that I was working with a company that, and I can't even remember what their names are, what the company name is, but um, they were not well tailored to coaches. And this was just before AI really became big. And so
Mm,
like I'm open to it, but so here's the catch 22 with this, right?
mm,
I'm open to the ads. However, I don't have the cash flow right now to pay for the ads and give it that time that it needs to like keep tweaking and keep tweaking and keep.
yeah.
So like that's where I'm struggling.
Yeah. Because
This is my
I don't
cycle,
even think,
Abby. I have
yeah.
analyzed this like for every letter of the alphabet. Okay. My
Mm,
issue is I'm great at what I do. I can help almost any couple. Doesn't matter what you've gone through, even if you think that you're like too far gone, not a thing. Okay. So there's that. But in order to get my message out and in order to get people in front of me, I have to have I have to like have more like people don't know who I am. But in order for
mm,
people to know who I am, I have to pay for it. But in order to pay for it, I have to have leads and I have to have people who are in front of me so that I can help them so that they can pay me so that I can pay you see what
mm.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. We need some funds to run
yeah,
these ads.
exactly.
Okay. I mean, there are alternatives, but tell me, do you have like an email list?
I do. So I've
Okay.
had an email list for about 6 years, probably. I
Okay.
have not gotten one lead from that. I have not gotten one. one person who has signed up. They've signed up for little things like I do a monthly webinar. So they'll sign up for little things like that from the email list, but otherwise it's not really something that I pour my heart and soul into because it doesn't give me an ROI on it.
Well, it will if we're doing it properly. So let's figure this out. How many people do you have in your email list right now?
About 700.
700 people. Okay. How many, when you send out an email, how often are you sending out emails?
Every Thursday.
And what are you sending? Is it like tips, educational stuff, or selling
Educational
something?
stuff. And usually it will piggyback off of the podcast episode that I dropped the Monday before.
Okay. How many people are opening?
Well, it's on Substack. I just recently moved from having a MailChimp to having Substack. So, I can't even tell you honestly what the stats are on how many people are getting it.
How many people? Well, how many people? How many people were opening it when you were on MailChimp?
It had a 42% open rate.
Okay. So we have 300 people that are engaged, that are opening. And how many, do you know the click rate? How many people would click on it?
Percent.
1? You said 1%? Okay. So 1% of 300 is 30 people.
Yep.
So, and I'm guessing over time, there will be different 1%. So essentially, we have 100 people in out of 700 who could potentially become customers, right? How did they get onto the email list? Are these your previous customers, or
so many different ways?
Like lead magnets?
Lead magnets, webinars. I did an aviation summit like 5-6 years ago that everybody who signed up for that, there were well over 1,000 people that signed up for that we imported in, like all kind. I mean, like just so many different ways.
I'm thinking, what if we construct an offer so juicy, so irresistible that people who need help from you, they feel stupid saying no to you, right? And we're trying to engage these 100 people and see any of those 100 would take that offer.
Okay.
Right? So what would that offer look like? So for it to be irresistible, right, we need to make an offer that feels fast, easy, and risk-free, right? As in, like, whatever problem they're dealing with, we're like, well, I can offer a solution for that problem, and that solution will be fast, and it will be super easy, and it's going to be risk-free for you. So how can we come up with an offer like that? So for example, tell me the biggest problem your ICP deals with. Like, what are they feeling? What's the problem they're dealing with right now?
They're hopeless. They're helpless. They want a better marriage. Maybe their marriage feels disconnected and they feel like roommates. Maybe there's a lot of conflict in their marriage, but they don't know how to fix it because it's just perpetual. The issues are just perpetual.
So let's come up with the hook for that email. So the first line. So something like, and we're talking directly to these people. So are you feeling hopeless in your marriage, or like something like that? Are you feeling that you're roommates with your husband? Are most of the people women, or mix of men and women in your audience?
It's a mix on all sides.
Is it 50-50?
It's not 50-50. There are slightly more women than men, but there are quite a few men in there too.
Okay. So are you feeling, so we'll have to make it gender neutral, right? So are you feeling hopeless in your marriage? Do you feel like your spouse is a roommate as opposed to a soulmate, right? So we're hitting them directly at the problem or the pain they're feeling right now. So we hook them, and then you can relate to with your experiences, or I've talked to Susie, and I've been helping her with this same exact thing, blah blah blah. And then we make them an offer. For a limited time, I'm offering free initial consultations, free 30-minute or whatever consultations, where we'll jump on a call, or we'll jump on a Zoom call, and um let's maybe do, or actually, instead of free consultation, we can do uh like some kind of an evaluation. Do you, like, I'm guessing when the client first comes in or lead first comes in, do you do some kind of an evaluation where you
Yes.
tell them,
So the
yeah,
first thing when a client come or when a potential lead comes to me and
yeah, prospect,
they
yeah,
want to when a prospect comes to me, they sign up for a consultation. But before I will actually do the consultation with them, they have a form that they have to fill out that's like, tell me about your issue, tell me, what would you
right,
like to get out of it, what have you tried, what have you not, all the things. And then the very last question is of a qualifier of, you understand that it costs $10,000 or more to work with me, a minimum of $10,000 to work with me for 7 months. Can you, is that affordable? And are you still committed to fixing your marriage knowing that? And then if they say yes, which, I mean, I would say 1 out of 7 say yes, which
right. No,
which is
but
great.
right now we don't have enough leads, right?
Right.
So we don't. So we do qualification when we have so many leads. We're like, oh, I can't handle all those leads. Let's add some friction to the process. We don't add friction to the process when we have zero leads,
But I
right?
also don't want to be working with people if it's not worth my time.
Okay. So
Because here's
there,
what I'm getting,
no, no,
Abi. Here's what I'm getting, and this is what I was getting when I was running the Facebook
okay,
ads.
okay.
The people that were, and dear God, the number of tweaks that I did on these Facebook ads was astronomical. Probably, I mean, I would say close to 30 to 50 times. Like, it was ungodly how many times we tweaked this ad in the 2 years that I was running it. I was getting people that are like, oh, I only have $250 left in my budget at the end of the month after all my bills are
Mm,
paid. So like they can't afford coaching.
okay.
You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying?
So Cameron, that's price objection. Everyone deals with it, right? But we do price objection not at the beginning, right? We add qualification around the price when we have so many leads coming in that we're like, I don't care if I lose 8 out of 10 leads because I have so many clients in the wait list. I just don't have time. That's when we build initial qualification. When we have no leads coming in, and right now you're saying that you don't have any money,
Yeah. Yeah.
so we don't care. Like, even if we have to, like, okay, so we have to bring people in on the calls, provide free consultations, like free initial consultations, and twist the knife. So you're saying, so Susie, you're telling me that you only have $250 to fix your marriage? Like, that's what you're telling me? Like, like, let's imagine your marriage is fixed. Like, we work together for 3 months and it's fixed, and your roommate turns into a soulmate. And let's put a price on that, and you're putting $250 on that for fixing your life for forever, essentially, right? That's we're doing objection handling, right?
Right.
So sales is the the process of sales is process of educating our prospects,
Right.
right? Clearly they're not educated on, or they're not seeing the amount of value you're providing.
I can close if I can get them on a Zoom call. I can close 9 out of 10 people.
Right. So how do we get them on a Zoom call? If you have a hard
That's where
qualification that you need to pay me 10K and don't even come on the Zoom, and then you're losing all your customers.
Yeah, and that's where like as a creative, that's where I've been tweaking over the last, I would say, 18 months, because before, like 3 years ago, I made over 150,000.
Okay.
So like that was not a big deal. But now, like, those leads have all dropped off. My issue is that people like and who are struggling in marriage don't want to do group coaching, because you're putting all your dirty
Okay.
laundry out there, and they don't want to, deal with that.
Hmm.
With They don't want to air that out to a lot of other people. So group coaching
Hmm.
usually has not, like, historically has not worked.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
Yeah.
the consultations I'm fine with. I kind of already do that. Like, I already offer a free consultation.
How many are you getting per day?
That's the problem. I'm getting one like every month.
Right, because then you have this hard qualification that you need to pay me 10K before they got even any value from you. As a coach, you have one responsibility as a solo coach. You have to keep your calendar as full as possible.
Right.
Like if I'm a coach, I need to keep, even I have to pay people money to come on the thing, I would do that because we need to keep it busy because we need to generate demand, right? So we stay in abundance mode, right? We're always providing value. Like it's like a non-stop value, 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 value. It doesn't, the price is dictated by supply versus demand, right?
Right.
So it's not static. Yes, you were making 10K per customer in 2023, but the market goes up and down, right? We're
Yeah.
going to adjust pricing based on that, or we just provide so much more value that our prices just keeps on going up
Sure.
because the value we're providing also keeps on going up, right? So
Yeah.
in 2022, 2023, when you had a lot of leads coming in and then you put this hard qualification in the front that I just have too many clients right now, you have to be able to say yes to 10K and then I will get on a call with you, right?
Okay.
That worked then, but we have to continuously adjust as
Right.
entrepreneurs,
Right.
right? So I would remove that hard qualification. I wouldn't have any qualification. My goal would be just how do we fill Cameron's calendar where Cameron is like, oh, this is too much. I need to start adding some more qualifications in the front. That's when we add, right? Right now, we need to do the opposite. We need to make it frictionless,
Okay.
right? Because just imagine the headspace you will be in if you had 8. So let's look at a calendar. Like let's look at two examples, two scenarios. Scenario A, you have so you open 40 hours, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all 40 hours are taken from free consultations, right? Scenario B, you have like one free consultation, right? Because then you'll have so much free time in the scenario B. You'll be like, oh, what am I doing wrong? This is not working. I'm going to tweak this. I'm going to reduce my prices. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go on podcast, like all over the place because I have no idea what's happening, right?
Right.
But if you're talking to your customers, even if they're free, you are like talking to them and you are in motion and things are happening. Even if they're like, oh, I don't have budget. I want to pay 10K, but I just don't have it. Then we work with them, or let's do a payment plan. Maybe you only have 250. All right, let's start with 250, and then you pay me 250 weekly, right? Something like that. Like we because we want to stay in motion. We want to like keep on. The very least, even if you just gave it away for free, you got like free free testimonial. Like you say, oh, I need, let's do a video testimonial, like in exchange for I can provide you a week's worth of free coaching, something. Like we just keep moving and get something in return, so we keep building our social proof, right? Because of, if literally right now, if I go to your website, how many video testimonials would I see?
3. But there's a
So
ton of other. I've got oodles and gobs of written testimonials.
yeah, that in the age of AI, it's anyone can do that, right? Like, as in, like, anyone can create fake ones. It's the video ones that you cannot fake, right?
AI video fakes video. I mean, like, people can't tell
No,
the difference half the time with.
no. Like, so okay, so let me explain. So the way actually, so we used to be so we have like 50, 60 video testimonials on our website. So we used to be like, oh, send us a video. Now we do like a Zoom call, and it's like not polished at all. Like my wife does these, so she'll be on her phone, so it'll be like terrible quality, and the person will be like in their car or whatever. Like the better the quality, the worse the quality, the better, because it's, AI is not gonna be able to reproduce that bad of a quality.
Right.
Right. It's the opposite. It has flipped. It used to be, oh, make it as polished as possible. Now it's like, make it as raw as possible. Right. So,
And I think I even get pushed back on that, because when you're dealing with a marriage, it's such a personal thing that people don't even people don't want others to know that they had marriage issues.
that's fine. We'll blur their face. Let's blur their faces. That's fine. Right? We need proof. Like that's the only distinguishing factor. Like if I need help from Cameron, like if I see two coaches, Cameron and Abi, right? And if I need help, I go to your website, you have 3 video testimonial. I go to Abi, he has 80, and they're charging the same, or even Abi is charging me extra 1,000. I would like, yeah, 80 testimonials. I believe that this person can help me because I see 80 pieces of proof of him helping someone else, right? So even if we don't get the complete 10K, maybe we just get 1K, but we get that juicy testimonial, which is can be a condition for you to working with them. So you can be like, Susie, I know you don't have a ton of money, and I understand. I still want to help you, but can we at least guarantee a Zoom interview with you and me, 30 minutes? And if you really are not comfortable showing your face, I will blur your face, but at least I should be able to use that with blurred face and the audio. And most people should say yes to that, right? So we just collect, right? So if you're doing like 40 of these, right, it doesn't even have to be 3 weeks. It's just like, I'll give you 1 week free. So at least you can get a trial for $250 or free or whatever. And then once you yourself said, once they get started, 9 out of 10 people will convert.
Yeah.
Right. So we just need to show them. We need for them to experience what they are missing in life. Right. They need to get the Cameron experience.
Yeah.
Right. Because right now they're like, oh yeah, you have this thing, oh 10K, or don't even show up, and no one's showing up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And then once we start generating some revenue, then we go back and we hit Facebook, and then we generate unlimited leads, and then we add the friction again in the process.
Okay.
That's the way to do it. So to kickstart this, we need to construct. So when we send the email, let's stop sending generic emails.
Okay.
Right? They're not adding any value. They're not converting. It's not going to magically start converting unless we radically change the strategy, right? So let's hit them with, are you feeling hopeless in your marriage? Are you feeling, does your spouse feel like a roommate, just like the exact language you used? They feel like a roommate as opposed to a soulmate. I keep on listening. I keep on hearing this from my clients. And for a limited time, I'm offering, and let's talk about the offer, right? Whatever. Tell me what are we willing? How can we make this? How can we make an irresistible offer where we can offer like something unscalable? I don't want like, oh, you'll get this free PDF and stuff. No one cares, right? It's been overdone. Everyone has seen those. Something unscalable. You get one-on-one time with me, but what do they get?
If they get one-on-one time with me, I mean, I can offer 2 to 3 free sessions and give them,
they're
going to get value out of every single session.
Yes. So you get 3. So we're going to restrict it. So we're going to add scarcity and urgency to it.
Okay.
Because it's not for everyone. It's only for the first 10 people who respond to this.
Sure.
First 10 people who sign up.
Okay.
Yeah. So there, for a limited time, I'm offering 3 free consultation sessions, right? And then we define what these sessions are. These are not generic sessions. We're going to define, okay, in session 1, we're going to go over X, Y, and Z. In session 2, we're going to go on ABC. In session 3, we're going to go over DEF, right? And it needs to be outcome driven. And you're going to get, as a result, you're going to see this. So for example, I'm going to, after first session, you're going to stop having yelling matches with your spouses, because I'm going to show you these tricks that I've learned over the past 20 years that's going to help you reduce the yelling matches when you have an argument. I'm going to show you how to have a sane argument, a logical argument with your spouse without yelling at each other, or without throwing things at each other, whatever people do, right? When, when they're in a heated argument, right? So we like, so essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to twist the knife. You already stabbed them by saying, are you feeling X, Y, and Z, right? And now we're going to twist the knife by saying, I'm going to help you solve this, this, and this, right? And now that we have twisted the knife, and now we're going to heal it. Now I say, and you're going to see the outcome of, you're going to stop yelling at your spouse. You're going to learn how to have like a reasonable conversation, reasonable argument. So you don't have to, you're not passive aggressive. You don't feel, you don't hate your spouse. You resolve it. You don't go to bed angry with your spouse. You like whatever, right? So we come up with it. So it's like a detailed, so people know what they're getting, right? Obviously, we're going to deliver on these, right? So we do these 3 consultation sessions. And because I have limited spots available, as you know, these are one-on-one sessions and I only have limited time available, I am restricting this offer to the first 10 people who sign up. And here's the sign up link. That's it. Right? So if we were to send this email, and obviously let's construct it, with the help of AI, and make sure it looks kosher, it's like very well written, all that. If we send this email, do you think that you're going to have 10 signups? Or if we send this to your list of 700, what do you think?
Yeah. And I think I could easily construct this into a Facebook post for the Saturday pilot group too. So yeah, I think I could get 10.
Yeah. See, yeah, I would post it pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And we have a deadline. And you first 10 signups before end of July or end of August, whatever.
Okay.
So we add a deadline. Because if you don't add a deadline, because literally we have, like, for example, we, in our land business, we would like send direct mail offers to people, as in like, oh, we're willing to buy your land at XYZ prices, but the offer is valid until August 15th.
Right.
We literally have like 70% of the people respond like day before or the last day when the offer expires.
Yeah.
Right? So because people are like deadline driven. So that's what I would do. Basically say, well,
sorry, my question is, it used to be that you would need to put the deadline 6 weeks out. Is that still a thing?
That's
or
fine. No, it doesn't matter. As long as it's not too far out in the future and not too soon, that's fine. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks is fine. Yeah. So, yeah, basically we're going to send one email and we're going to post everywhere. And then we're going to, week later, we're not sending any other crap. We're just going to stay focused. All the eyeballs need to be on this offer. When people sign up, right, a week later, say we have 2 spots left, we're going to send another email. Only 2 spots left. If anyone's still thinking, please sign up now. Right?
Mhm.
And then Here's the magic piece. You're going to love this one. Once it gets full, all 10 signups are gone. We're going to send another email and we'll say, hi guys, we have had so much response. I couldn't believe this. All the signups are gone now. I'm all booked. But if you're still interested, here's the waiting list.
Okay.
Right? So now you have a waiting list or maybe another 10 people. So we go through this 10, right? Maybe someone doesn't show up or maybe someone backs out. So we reach out to our waiting list and say, oh guys, or like just the first person on the waiting list and we'll say, oh, Susie, Jennifer backed out. Do you want in?
Okay.
Right? So then, and we do this. So we have some kind of an offer. Obviously, we don't want to make the same offer every single time. So if this works, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work, next quarter, we make a similar offer, but we tweak it.
Okay.
Maybe we do, instead of 3 sessions, we just do 1 session, or maybe do two sessions, but the outcomes are different this time.
Okay.
Right? Or something else, like, or maybe group. But I don't like groups personally until we have so much demand that we cannot handle any more one-on-ones,
Right.
and then we go to group. Because that's like one of the big mistakes I see. People trying to like, oh, I'm just going to do one-to-many coaching. And I was like, how many one-on-one clients do you have right now? And they're like, oh, no, I just started. I was like, I don't get it. So you don't have any one-on-one clients and you want to get into as one-to-many? Like, don't you want some experience? Like, you want it to be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so here's what happens. Once people sign up, we do these 3 sessions. At the end of the 3rd session, we're going to be like, Susie, we have made, and I'm guessing you track progress, right?
Yeah.
Before and after states.
Yeah, I have
Do
a
you have like any
success rate with my clients.
Say it again.
I have a 93% success rate with my clients. So the people,
but based on what metrics?
Based
like what are we tracking?
Session 1, when they come to me, they set goals. What do you want your marriage to look like, feel like, sound like, all the things?
Yeah.
By session 5, are we on track for that? Session 10, are we on track for that? By the end of the session, or by the end of the number of sessions that I've given them, have they met that or exceeded it? 93% say yes. The 7 who don't are, and this is wild to me, but the 7 who don't literally pay me, and it's like a gym membership. I never see them again.
They don't show up. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's everywhere. That's not just, that's everywhere. So we have to do something similar, but the scope will be very narrow because there are only 3 sessions. Right. So you have to carefully define the scope because we want similar 90+% success rate. It could be, have your arguments with spouse gone down by 25% or something like that.
Okay.
It needs to be a very narrow scope so that we can hit those metrics, because then the next time you make an offer, you'll be like, oh, you remember in July I made that 3 session offer? I had a 97% success rate.
Okay.
Right? And I'm making a similar offer, but this time instead of 3 sessions, or we can keep it 3 sessions, but this time I'm going to be covering this, this, and this. So it's totally possible the people who took the previous free offer might want to take another free offer, but then you can restrict them. But you can say, but only for new customers.
New customers, yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, anyways, so people don't like take advantage of, I'm just going to do free consultations kind of thing, right? So we have a narrowly defined scope, and then they hit the success rate. Obviously, you're good at it, so the 90+% will. And then we'll be like, Susie, you remember session 1 before we started? Arguments with your spouse, you rated yourself as like how peaceful the marriage was. You rated yourself as 3 out of 10, and we discussed that after 3 sessions it will go up to at least 7 out of 10 because you'll stop fighting less. So has that happened? And obviously Susie will like, I would rate it at 7 and 10. And then you will like, all right, now let's make it 10 out of 10. Here's my price.
Okay. Okay.
right? So
Mhm.
you'll be like, all right, so let's make it 10 out of 10, right? Here's the offer. And if they have price objection, you'll be like, Susie, you already worked with me 3 sessions. We've already seen a 70% improvement, right? And you're literally telling me you only have $250 to fix your life.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're telling me. Right? Like we have basically have them make them feel stupid of what they're saying.
Yeah.
Right? If
Yeah.
like I have to eat less, but I fix my marriage, which one would you pick? Like I don't go to restaurants for next 3 months. So that's another $1,500. So you're saying you'd rather eat junk food than fix your marriage?
Fix your
Like,
marriage. Yeah.
right? So we that's where we do price objection. That's how we do objection handling. We don't do it in the front because people don't know, right? We have to educate them.
Yeah.
We have
That
to delight them first, and then we do the price objection because
Yeah.
then we can make a stronger argument. They're looking at your form and saying, "Oh yeah, Cameron charges 10K." In their head, they're "Oh, that's a lot of money." They're not thinking, "Oh, it's gonna fix my life." They're just thinking in terms of absolute dollar value
Yeah.
without someone educating them that it's not the absolute dollar. It's how you're gonna feel, how your spouse gonna feel, right? That kind of thing. It's like a life changing experience for them.
Yeah.
What kind of price do you put on it, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Tell me what you're thinking. The three
Just
session free consultation.
the creative way, like it's just like my creative brain is just going haywire here. 3 sessions, honestly, I think first thing, like we deal with emotional safety. If you can't talk to your partner about
Hmm.
literally anything, they're not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, addressing that, addressing what emotional safety looks like, what empathy looks like, what,
Hmm.
um, how to turn towards your partner instead of turning away.
Hmm.
Second session, connection. Men and women connect fundamentally differently.
Hmm.
So, giving them ideas, having them start planning date nights again, and taking away the misconception that a date night has to be this extravagant, like very pricey. We have to have a babysitter, all of that kind of situation. No, a date night can be grab your favorite beverage and go sit out on the deck for 45 minutes, as long as it's no distractions and one-on-one time with
Yeah.
just you two. A walk around
Right.
the block, something like that. So talking about that. Third session can be building emotional intimacy, vulnerability,
Yeah.
trust, and humility, and what that
Yeah.
looks like, and the outcome of that. The outcome is, if you master all three of these, you have an incredible sex life.
Hmm. So here's another thought.
Okay.
These 3 sessions, if we can align them to what they are feeling, because right now you're basically it's more of a calculated guess based on your previous sessions, right? But I'm thinking we can also do one more thing where we can ask our clients to fill out this form. You know how like the surveys, like you know how you fill out this form
Yeah.
and then I will tell you what kind of personality you are or whatever, like something that gives
Quiz.
us data. Yeah, a quiz, and it gives us feedback, and we can see how they answered,
Yeah.
and then we can see, oh, these are the problems people are facing, and
Mm-hmm.
then I can take whatever, like if 80% chose, oh, sex life, and only 20% chose emotional bonding or whatever, right? We can pick that. All right, so this is the biggest problem that I can tackle first,
Okay.
right?
Do
So
you
we're
think I
like,
should create the quiz and then send that out in the first email, and
yeah,
then
that's what I'm
create
thinking.
the
I feel
generation?
like that might be more effective, unless you disagree.
Well, I don't disagree necessarily, but emotional safety, connection, and emotional intimacy are the top. Well, and then lack of when they feel
Hmm.
it, mates, they're not having sex. When they feel like roommates, they're not able to talk. When they're hopeless and helpless, it's because they're not talking. They can't
Right.
talk because every time they go to their partner, they're dismissed, they're minimized. Their partner just tries to fix it. They're not actually listening to understand. They're listening to respond, and it's like, it's useless. They're fighting more because the misconception is that conflict creates the disconnection, but it's
Yeah.
actually disconnection that creates the conflict. So when you're more connected, you don't fight as much. You don't argue as much.
Right. No. I understand. But what I'm saying is, we right now, we don't know the severity of, because it's not like, so if a marriage is broken,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's not like 0 or 1. It's not binary, right?
Right.
It's like a spectrum of,
Right.
it might be broken in certain areas. It might be, I mean, might be great in terms of, oh, how they talk to each other. There's always nice and always polite, but they might have passive aggressive issues,
Right.
right? So on a surface level, it might be good, but underneath there might be issues. On the flip side, they might yell at each other, but then they make up before going to bed, and then so there could be like different issues, and it also could be on different spectrum of
Mm-hmm.
how broken the marriage is. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Instead of making an assumption that everyone in my audience marriage is broken at 7 out of 10, I'm saying, why don't we do this quiz first, where we ask them questions, and that will also tell us how many people took the quiz
Yeah.
and how many people abandoned it, how many people abandoned it where, right? And maybe we'll have like different profiles, like find out what kind of marriage you have,
Okay.
right? And then on a scale of 1 to 10, find out how strong your marriage is on a scale of 1 to 10. Answer
Mm-hmm.
these 7 questions, and based on my 20 years of experience, I have constructed this quiz, and you will get a score of how strong your marriage is,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we put in questions, so we look at this data, and so we know exactly what's broken, what pain people are feeling, right? And then once we have this data, obviously they'll get the answer right away, and then we send a follow-up email saying, I sent this quiz to 700 plus people in my list, and 70% of you said that XYZ is the biggest problem.
Mm-hmm.
40% said ABC is the second biggest problem. 22% said DEF is the third biggest problem. In light of these findings, I'm offering 3 sessions,
Yeah.
and the first session will target number 1, second session will target number 2, third session will target number 3, and
Yeah.
they're limited spots. Genius. Like now it's
Yeah.
like, right now, like literally you told me. Because if we don't do this step, it might look like this is like a random offer. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
where did Cameron come up with this, right? What is
Yeah.
this? It doesn't apply to me. But if we say, literally you told me, right?
Yeah.
And also, this also leads into the community element, because then people will be like, 80%? 80%? Like there are other people like me who are feeling the same way?
Yeah. You don't feel as alone.
Exactly. And they'll be like, oh, so Cameron knows,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Makes
So
sense.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, if we do this quiz first, and we use this all the time, by the way. The quiz thing, you can use Tally. It's like a Tally form,
Yeah. I've
Tally.
used Tally before.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So we use Tally, because then it gives you real time. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can literally see people filling out results, and it shows you like live. It's really cool. Um, so yeah, we start off with the Tally form, and then we use that as the base to just hit with multiple. Right now, you're just sending generic newsletter emails. People are ignoring, people are not clicking, this and that. This is like proprietary data
Yeah.
coming from you. This is interesting. This
Yeah.
is news that you generated, right? This is like raw data. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
70% said that. I'm not alone. Right? So, yeah, so we start with this. Then we say, oh, based on this. So it's like essentially like a 5-part series email. So we start with the quiz, then we make the offer based on the results from the quiz. Then we send a follow up email saying X spots left. Then we send a follow up email saying only 2 spots left. Then we send an email saying all spots are filled. If still interested, join the waiting list. Right? And then we stop sending any more emails for a month, 2 months maybe, while you're doing all these. And then we hit them with maybe another quiz and start this cycle over again. Right? If we execute this flawlessly, you will literally run out of time. You'll have so many booked appointments on your calendar. You'll be like, I can't even do podcasts anymore. I just don't have any time. I have just so many clients or so many leads. Right? And then once we solve this lead problem, which it will, because you're hitting everywhere, right? You're hitting your email, you're hitting your socials, all socials, right? So you can put the form essentially on, like, say, Facebook. You say, oh, take this form. I just sent it to my email list, but I wanted to post here as well in case you're interested, because, you know, I'm going to be sharing results. You not only I'm going to be sharing results, but you also see your personality, and you also capture their email in case they're not on your email list.
That's true too. Yeah.
Right. So the first thing we publish everywhere, and then the follow up send them 5 email sequences. Right. So once we solve that problem, then you will find out how good you are at converting people as well. Right? Because after 3 sessions, so then we will talk about conversion ratios. Because you'll be like, all right, after 3 sessions, if we're only converting 50% of people, then we're like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Is the problem maybe we need to do a better job selling? Or maybe we didn't do a better job communicating that they only got piece of the puzzle and they still need to solve the rest of the puzzle? Like, we'll troubleshoot further. But I think that would be like literally solve the lead problem. And even if 10% of the people become paid clients,
Still
you
worth
at least get your cash flow coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Right?
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me your thoughts. What are you thinking? Any other ideas? What are you thinking?
I mean, I love where you're at. I love where you're headed with this. This is good. No, I'm excited to get it implemented because I think it will work too as well.
Yeah. And then so tell me about you said you tried implementing one-to-many or like group coaching and it didn't work. Tell me about that.
I've done so many group coaching offers, and I'll get it filled, or at least I'll get people in it. The issue is I hate group coaching. Like it's exhausting. And maybe it's because I'm doing it for too many weeks at a time. Like I'll do like 10 weeks of group coaching or something like that where they meet, so 10 sessions. Maybe that's the reason I hate it. I'm not really sure. I really get fulfillment out of the one-on-one coaching people and helping with those nuances and details. The group coaching, I feel like I used to teach. I was a kindergarten teacher for over a decade, and it feels like I'm in the classroom again. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
If it's because I have too many people that I'm one-on-one coaching and like I need to do an overflow into a group, fine. Yeah. But it just
that's a very good problem to have, right? Like, I have too many. Yeah. So let's get you there. I think, I think it's just a positioning thing that we need to solve, right? Because we added too much friction. What other channels can we hit? So right now you said we have your email list, 700 people, and you're active. How many Facebook you have? You do Facebook friends, or you have a Facebook page who has followers?
I have a Facebook page that I just started about a year ago. I've only got like 131 followers on that. It's not very good. I have about 1,000 in a group that
your group.
in my group.
Okay.
Um,
How are they how many are active?
Couple hundred maybe.
Okay. Are these existing clients?
Some of
Past
them have been
clients?
past clients, existing clients,
Hmm.
um, people who are just very loyal that are really interested in marriage content but don't ever actually buy any of the offers that are put out.
Well, because we need to make a juicy offer, right?
Yeah, and I've had juicy offers I mean, I've been doing this for years, so I've had
Now, give me
juicy
an
offers
example.
before.
Give me an example of a juicy offer.
Juicy offers being like, um, first three people to sign up get 50% off of that. Like when I was doing group coaching, first three people to sign up get 50% off. Or and that was after like a 5-day challenge or something like that.
Hmm.
So I've given a lot of value. I
Hmm.
would like I would do I've done the free consultation where they only get one
Hmm.
before. I've done, oh gosh, I don't even know. This is the thing, Abby. I've been like throwing spaghetti at the wall just to see what would stick for so long that I
Hmm.
don't even remember all the crap that I've done.
Yeah. We need yeah. So we need crap based on data. So it's not crap.
Yeah.
Right? I think that was the missing step. You were
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh, I think this would work," as opposed to this is based on data.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me about the 5-day challenge. So you did the 5-day challenge.
Yeah. I've done several of those 5-day challenges.
And how many people would sign up to for the 5-day
One
challenges?
to two. But again,
1 to 2?
yeah. But I don't think I was marketing it well before it even started. I don't think I was actually um I don't think enough people knew about it.
So if there are 2 people signing up for 5-day challenges, then
No, I
that's
mean
not even
I would have like, probably 10 people in the challenge.
okay.
1 to 2 would sign up for whatever the offer was at the end of the challenge.
1 to 2 people would sign up and become clients?
Mm-hmm.
That's 20%. That's
Yeah,
really good. What do you mean it didn't work? It worked. That's how it's
it
supposed to
does.
work.
But now, yeah, yes. But now, like I think people just want such fast results. They don't want to listen to a whole like 30-minute to an hour long 5-day challenge every single
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
30
yeah.
minutes to an hour. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
why I didn't suggest it. That's why this is so personal.
Yes. And this
Ye
is my thing is like, yes, that was working years ago, but now like again, it's that adjustment. You're constantly adjusting as an entrepreneur. So that's why I'm like, okay, what can I do that's fast that actually keeps people's attention?
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think we just need to be really good at getting them in the door,
Yeah.
and then they will convert, right? If you had to guess, right? If say 100 people signed up for this 3-day thing, right? I mean, let's forget about 100. Like we're opening 10 spots. If ten people sign up, how many do you think will actually convert to some kind of a paid offer?
Realistically, I think I can get at least half.
5 out of 10.
Yeah. If I
Yeah.
even got 3 at this point, I would be happy. Like to continuously, I mean, this is my thing. Historically, I do really great at getting like because I only work with 7 to 10 people at a time because obviously, I'm only one person, right?
Right.
I'll do really, really great at getting those 7 to 10 filled and then nothing. Well, if these people are working with me for 7 months, 6 to 10 months, then it's 6 to 10 months of nothing. And then it's like this hurry up and wait and hurry up and wait and hurry up and wait. Like there's no consistency there of having a wait list or you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's where I've failed is not
Hmm.
doing that so that I would have more leads in the pipeline to then call
Hmm.
and be like, okay, these 3 people have graduated. Now, you're the top of the list. Do you want in or not?
Hmm. Yeah, we need a wait list. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We wait list always so we know who to get to. And that's what we do with our email list, right? We don't just send them random crap. We send
Yeah.
them something interesting, something
Yeah.
like, that's happening from your life where only you can provide them information,
Yeah.
right? Only this is your proprietary data, right?
Yeah.
So the other question I had for you is, usually, like, how long does the one-on-one consulting last? You said 6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
With
And
pilots, just because of their schedule, it usually takes 10 to 12.
okay. Wait,
But
I thought
with everybody else, 6 to 7.
what percentage of your clients are pilots or in aviation versus rest of the
It varies,
occupation?
but I would say aviation's about 80%.
Yeah, I would just go all in on aviation,
Okay.
because the problem is if you try to capture everyone,
Yeah.
then it dilutes your offer, and only it not only dilutes your offer, it also makes your testimonials weak. Because if I am a pilot and I look at your website and I see all other pilots,
Mm-hmm.
that would be like, oh, Cameron is my person. But if I say, oh, one pilot, one person from tech, one person Fortune 500, one person small business, one person is a plumber, like, who does she help? Right?
Yeah.
The more niche down, the better, because then you can charge more as well. Because saying, you can say in your copy that I only help pilots, or I only help people in the aviation industry because that's my expertise, and that's when you can charge more as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? As opposed to being a generic marriage coach, right? Then you can charge much. Like, what's the difference between you and the next coach, right? But you're
Yeah.
like, I'm the only one in the whole entire United States. I'm literally the only marriage coach who's focused on the aviation industry, and I have the largest number of testimonials, and I've helped more than 150 couples.
Yeah.
Like, you literally you're in a category of one.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You defined your own category essentially,
Yeah.
right? And if you do get a client that's non aviation, you put them in the waiting list, and you absolutely have no one, then you'll be like, all right, I can help you.
Makes
Right? But
sense.
I wouldn't even list it on my website. If someone like literally calls you and say, "Oh, you helped Susie. I'm Susie's friend, but I'm my husband and I are not in the aviation industry. Can you help me?" And say, "Well, I actually just help. That's my expertise. But I can put you on my waiting list if I would love to still help you. I can put you in my waiting list and see if something opens up." Right? And then a couple of weeks later, if you do have opening, you'll be like, "Oh, Jennifer, so I do have one opening. Someone canceled. Do you want to take that spot?" So
Okay.
we still make money. We don't use their testimonials as featured. We put them in like one of the archives, like in at the very bottom. So we still help them, but our marketing copy, marketing angle, our positioning statement, all tied to very specific outcomes for very specific people. Let
Makes
actually
sense.
let it reminds me of the positioning statement. What is your positioning statement right now on like LinkedIn and stuff? You know how people have I help
Yeah.
uh ICP do this through this. Like, I
I
help founders, yeah.
yeah,
I help ICP
I teach couples.
help. No one likes to be taught. Even though we teach, we say we help. I help.
See, okay, so this is the thing is that so many other people is like don't use I help because so many other people are helping. Like you have to people don't want to hear I help.
Wait, what? You're
I've
saying
heard
people
so
want to
many
be taught,
business
but
coaches. I've heard so many business coaches that are saying don't use the words I help.
then use what? I teach?
They say to say something else that is more specific, because everybody is now a
No, we
coach.
are getting to the specific, but I help as in like that's what we do. I help. Uh, you don't want to say I teach because then you're like a teacher who no one wants to be taught. Like they are not kids. These are adults. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's my understanding. But yeah, if you want to use teach, that's fine. It's totally up to you.
I just want to use what works, Abi. Like that's the
Yeah,
thing.
I
It's
mean that's my understanding, and based on the books that I've read, that I help is that the argument that I got was the reason you don't want to use I teach is because no one likes to be
and that
taught.
makes sense.
Yeah, and then people obviously help. Like everyone needs help in something.
I I coach couples to have stronger, healthier, more connected marriages.
I coach couples. Well, aviation couples. Why don't we use aviation couples?
And I'm just telling you what it is now.
Oh,
So
okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
we can
Okay.
absolutely tweak that to say aviation
Yeah,
couples.
yeah. I help or I coach aviation couples do what?
Have stronger, healthier, more connected marriages. In the
Have
aviation industry, sadly, a lot of them are going to be restoration marriage, restoration after infidelity.
well, there might be too narrow though, right? If we put that in the positioning,
Um,
no.
no, the stereotypical pilot cheats. So that is one of the biggest issues in aviation, is that the pilot has cheated.
Hmm. Can we include that in our positioning statement?
Yeah.
How would we include it and make it like a 5-year-old should be able to understand what we're saying? I help aviation couples.
I help aviation couples. Well, so here's the thing is I don't want to only work with couples who
That's
have
exactly what I was saying. We might be too niche, right? So I help aviation couples have stronger, healthier marriages through what's the unique mechanism? Like
rebuild
because
trust
otherwise
and move forward as a true team.
through what?
Rebuild trust
Rebuild trust.
and move forward as a true team.
Okay. Rebuild trust and move forward as a team. Yeah, I mean we just need to shorten it, but yeah, I see what you're saying. It's so the reason we put through how or like how do we do it is because that helps us define a unique mechanism. So, for example, for me, I help founders increase revenue by helping them solve the biggest constraint in their business, right? So, if I remove the biggest constraint, then it's like very generic. Oh, I help founders make more revenue, right? That's not as specific. So, you need your unique mechanism that helps you stand out in the crowded market. So, you already have a well-defined ICP, which I absolutely love. So I help aviation couples build stronger marriages through or by rebuilding trust and moving forward with a team. Yeah, we just need to compress that, but I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
That's good, right? So you can work with AI, ChatGPT, whatever, to refine it further. But as long as we're on the same page in terms of why we have this unique mechanism at the end, because that's helps us stand out, right? So yeah, so I would make sure the marketing copy on your website and the emails that you're sending, they're hitting your ICP and you have that aviation keyword, because not including that I feel like would be a mistake,
Okay.
right? Because people need to know, oh yeah, Cameron is my coach. You literally should have zero competition. Like if people in their head thinking, oh,
If I move the ICP to strictly aviation, I won't have competition
exactly. So
anywhere in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll be like, oh, should I go to Cameron? Should I go to Susie? Should I go to Jennifer? Should I like no, there is no Susie, no Jennifer, because Cameron is the only one who does aviation couples and focuses on stronger marriages through rebuilding trust. That's literally the only person,
Makes sense.
right? Because that's the only way we'll once we fix the lead flow problem, right? The next problem will become, oh, I have so many leads and now I need to figure out what to charge. Because if I start charging 10,000 again, it might dry up again. If I start charging 2,000, then I might still be completely booked and overflowing, which I don't want. So I want the right balance. Maybe that balance lands at 7,500.
Yeah.
We don't know, right? That's testing, right? When they, on your third consultation call, at the end, the last 15 minutes, we save for the, all right, Susie, we got you to 7 out of 10. How do we get you to 10 out of 10? Right? And then we have that conversation. And they'll be like, well, I have this much money. Price objection will be the biggest thing. We know that,
Yeah.
right? Because they cannot say time because they already spent 3 sessions with you.
Yeah.
And how many sessions do they get over the next 6 months?
25.
Okay. So you say, well, literally we're more than 10% done.
Yeah.
Right? We literally started the journey. We just need to keep doing this for another 5 months so we can complete it, so we can get you on 10 out of 10. Because
Yeah.
you say, I would feel bad leaving you at 7 out of 10. So you make that case as well. I want you to go to 10 out of 10. Because don't you want it to be fixed forever? What's the point of fixing it halfway? Because then it's going to go back to 3 out of 10. It's like right now we have put in a temporary solution. Susie, I want to work with you so we can put a permanent solution.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right? So we need to make a logical plus emotional argument, and it needs to be a very strong argument, backed by numbers, because people usually would like might make emotional decisions like in the moment, right? But then they go home and they think through this, and if logic is not backing it, a lot of time people will ghost you, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, I'd love to sign up, Cameron, you're great, and then they just ghost you.
Yeah.
Right? It's because, I mean, obviously there could be more reasons, but in my experience, a lot of the times that happens because they emotionally said yes, but when they went back home, thought through it, they couldn't make a logical argument to back up that decision that they said yes to emotionally.
The
So
logical argument that I make on the sales call in the consultation is that statistically, the average American divorce costs $40,000 minimum. That's no assets, no kids, nothing, just the divorce. And with aviation divorces, especially, it's a lot more because you're dealing with retirement, you're dealing with usually a lot of alimony. There's a lot of logistics. So my coaching is a quarter of the price of what a divorce would be.
Yeah, that's fear-based argument. I'd rather be like, let's get you to the happy place as opposed to.
That's how I overcome the objection, though. Is like,
yeah,
I understand that it sucks, or I understand that it's a hard sell, but also it's less expensive than divorce.
We keep it in the back pocket. We don't lead with the fear-based. It's just like,
I don't know.
They're already in pain.
Worked, but
Cameron, they're already in pain. Let's not. I was talking about twisting the knife. You're like bringing a gun. You're bringing a gun to a knife fight, Cameron.
To a gun fight, Abi.
You're bringing a bazooka to a knife fight.
It works.
Yeah, I mean, we also.
Logically, I mean, people are afraid. This is why they come to me, though, is that they're afraid of getting a divorce. They're afraid that they're going to get a divorce. And so I'm like, well.
Yeah, it's fear-based. I'm just saying, if we can make it like happy-based, right? Let's get you to a happy. You want to be in a happy, successful marriage, not because you don't want to pay $50K bill, but because you want to be
Yeah,
happy,
that's the whole
successful
reason you
marriage.
got married in the first place, is because they
Yeah,
make you happy. But
yeah,
over time,
exactly.
somehow we've lost that.
Right.
So
No, yeah, I'm just saying let's keep the 50K divorce argument in the back pocket. We use it only when absolutely necessary. But I think it would be helpful also for your brand, because last thing, like for example, it might have a negative reaction because they'll be like, oh, this is like fear based, fear mongering, that kind of thing. And we don't want that. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Let's keep it. If we absolutely have to use it, we'll use it. But let's see, Susie, we got you to 7 out of 10. I don't want to put a temporary fix. Let's just fix it for good. Let's put a 10 out of 10 solution, permanent solution to this. You'll get like exercises, you'll get workbooks. I'm guessing there's some like homework they have to do as well, right? Uh,
yeah,
yeah, so you get all that. So that's how we're able to do a permanent fix, because if you ever, if it comes back, if the issues come back, you've already gone through the exercises and workbooks, so you know how to solve it yourself, and you won't need my help.
yeah, and I do
Obvious,
use it as well, because they do have tools almost every single session that
right?
they will get. They don't
Yeah.
just walk out of that session being like, "Well, I feel heard, but I don't really know what to do now."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that would be the three-part thing, right? We delight them with the Cameron experience that they can't get anywhere in the United States, because you're the only one providing it,
Right.
right? Yeah, if you don't believe me, just look at my ICP. You or just look at my positioning statement on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm the only aviation coach,
Yeah.
right? You can like literally say that, right? Um, so yeah, so we make a logical argument. Obviously, we emotional plus logical argument. Keep it positive. We have a negative if we have to use it. What other objections do you get?
Um, that I don't take insurance.
Is there anything we can do about it?
No. I
All
mean, I
right.
can go back and become a therapist, but I became a coach for a reason. So, yeah, the
What was
insurance,
the reason?
I don't want to deal with insurance. And
Mm,
also, therapists usually have the modality of like, you have the answers. I'm just going to ask the questions to lead you to your answers.
mm,
Whereas the whole idea of coaching is collapsing time. So I'm going to tell you
mm,
what I see. I'm going to tell you what's happening and what's going on rather than waiting for you to come to the answer. Because if you lack the self awareness, you're never going to get to that answer until you gain the self awareness. And that may be 6 months, that may be 5 years from now.
mm.
So
So how are you handling that objection? You don't take insurance?
I just don't take insurance because there's too many loopholes. And a lot of times, especially with aviation, this is where the diagnosing comes in and everything else. And I didn't want to have to mess with getting all of the clinical hours and things to be able to diagnose people with anything. Because in a
No,
lot
no,
of times,
no. How are you handling the objection when it comes up? Like, as in, how do you try to convince them that it's
that's how I
not?
convince them. I tell them I don't deal with insurance because insurance would require me to report to people. And I don't want to do that because then that's what gets back to the FAA.
Oh, I see. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. I'm guessing that works.
Usually, sometimes it doesn't because they're like, well, then it becomes a price objection of like, well, we can't pay for it without insurance. And I will say, if they're in a regional airline or they're on first year pay, they can't afford it. Like they're eating beans and rice every night. Been there, done
That
that. Like I know exactly what that's like.
then we just do a payment plan. Are you doing payment plans?
I do payment plans, but like this is the thing: is first year. I think what people don't realize with pilots is that they assume that pilots are automatically making 100 to 200 to $700,000 a year, and that's true once they get to a legacy and they're out of that first year of of being a pilot there. But when
Hmm.
they're there, they're making less than a teacher. They're making like
Hmm.
$40,000 a year, and
Okay.
especially when they're in regionals and things like that, they're
Hmm.
making peanuts.
So
So
what are you doing right now? So you're essentially rejecting them?
no, sometimes I have a school community that I will lead them to. that's free, that gives them, some webinars and stuff like that are
Oh,
pre-recorded
so you have
coaching.
school community. How many people do you have there?
I do 25.
Okay. Well, better
I
than zero,
have.
right?
Here's the thing, Abi. I have all the things.
Yeah.
Being one person, it's driving traffic to all the things
Right.
to increase, like socials.
Yeah.
Like 250 people. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Yeah, that's why we just want to go all in on one social as one person, right? We don't want to spread too thin. I would just pick one. Either it's school, either it's Facebook, either it's YouTube, whatever. Just pick one and just drive everyone there. Right? That's what I would do. Cuz just having 25 people in school is also not like it doesn't lend well from a branding perspective, right?
right. And that's what I am spread too thin at this point,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to do all the things.
Yeah, just pick one. Just pick one social. If it's school, then we go all in on school. If it's Facebook, let's just forget about school and move everyone to Facebook. Um, okay, so going back to the price objection, if someone says, I don't have the money, or I only have whatever, $250 per week or per month or whatever. So right now you're like, no, thank you, and just join my free stuff.
That, or I have like a self-paced course where they can get 18 coaching videos. They just don't get me. They don't get access to me.
Ooh, yeah, I think there's opportunity. Now, okay, so if you literally have no time, I understand, right? But if you are short on leads, like you have your calendar. So right now, how much time do you block for these sessions? Like, is it like a daily thing, 12 to 4 p.m. I do this,
Yeah,
or is it a
it is. But here's the deal, Abi.
yeah?
I need to be able to feed my kids. I need to be able to pay my mortgage. I need to be able, you see what I'm saying? Like, I have
Right now,
bills.
but right now we're not doing anything.
Right. But I'm trying to think how to word this. Working historically, what I have found in my experience is that people who come to me and say, I only have $250 to pay for coaching,
Hmm.
they don't do the work. I can give them all the tools. They don't actually apply them. That then hurts my reputation and brings that 93% down, because
Okay.
then what do they say? Well, coaching didn't work.
No, it's a
Did
we'll make
coaching
a
not work, or
conditional
did you
offer.
not work?
Cameron, we can fix that. Right? We make a conditional offer. So we say, okay, so I can do $250 per month, but you have to complete whatever, if whatever I'm all the workbooks and exercises, and if you miss more than 10% of those, will the contract essentially expires. Like we just stop right then and there. So
It's
make
not
it
about
conditional.
workbooks though. When you're working with marriage, like, you can do the workbook exercises, you can do
Okay.
the papers, you can read the books, you can do all the
Okay.
things. And in fact, a lot of times that's what's happening, is that one person in the marriage is reading the books and listening to the podcasts and watching all the YouTube videos. The problem is,
Hmm.
it's a mindset. They're reading those with the idea of, they need to do this, they need to do that, they need to apply that. It's not turning it around and saying, what do I need to do to change my marriage?
No, but that
How
what
do,
does that have to do with pricing? That's just the mindset, right? Some people will be like that, irrespective of whether they're paying 250 or they're paying 5,000.
no. The
What do you
people who
mean?
are paying less don't do the work, meaning that they don't.
100% of them.
Every single person, this is why I charge so much, because the more I charge, the more people will actually
No,
do
no,
the
I
work and apply
understand
it.
that. No, that makes sense. Cameron, that makes complete sense if we have literally no spots left, right? We need to make lemons out of whatever the saying is, right? We just don't have enough people. We need to solve this problem where when we don't have paying clients, we need to do the best out of the free slash low paying clients so we can help them and find a way to make them work and make them successful through conditions like conditional offers. And one of the conditions of that offer would be a testimonial at the end, right? And if they don't, if you feel like they're not doing, and you have them self rate it, and then it's part of the contract that if you self rate that you didn't do this with sincerity and it's below 7 out of 10, then we just stop. We'll do a timeout.
Abi, do you think people are going to be honest with that? Do you think people are going to say, like, if you look at them and say, okay, I've told you that you can't yell at your husband anymore, and you can't call him a piece of crap, and you can't criticize him,
Hmm.
and that you have to use statements like, I feel neglected when you don't take the trash out. Do you
Hmm.
think they're honestly going to be like, they're going to be straightforward and say, yeah, I did that? And if I
How
talk
do
to
you know?
their husband's going
Yeah.
to be like, no, that hasn't changed at all. They did not do that.
But
They
that
did
doesn't happen with high paying clients.
No, when they're paying oodles and gobs of money, when they're paying 10 grand to work with me for 7 months, that equates to over a grand per month.
Yeah.
So when they're paying that, they're showing up. Like, this is the thing, is like, this is why I used to charge, and I have run the gamut, right? Like, so when I started this, I charged $250 for 12 weeks
Hmm.
for clients to work with me.
Hmm.
They didn't do the work. They would fill out the work. They had a workbook and they had a book that they needed to read. They would do the
Hmm.
workbook exercises, but it didn't change their marriage as much as it needed to. So now, 8 years later, I'm getting calls of like, hey, we're struggling again. Okay,
Hmm.
great. Go back to those workbooks. Well, those didn't, like, that didn't work over time. It's not true change. It's change for a little
Right.
bit, but it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
true change that sticks. Okay. So like, I've increased and increased and increased. Now what I'm finding,
Hmm.
I've charged 10 grand for the last 2 years. The people that have come to me have 100% change that actually sticks,
Yeah.
because it's a mindset shift. You're rewiring your brain
Yeah.
versus changing the strategies that you're using and doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, and then, like, you fall back into that previous conditioning that you've had for however
Right.
many years you've had it.
Right. I'm just saying it might be like there might be 10% of those $250 per month clients that might genuinely want to, they might be willing to do everything, but we're dropping them.
I'm always willing to try.
Yeah. We don't know. Like, we're making a generic statement, like, based on your experience, whatever, like 50 people that we have helped. But I'm just saying that this is a problem we need to solve, because if we solve it, we literally solve your lead problem and your cash problem, right? So we need to
Yeah,
solve
and
it.
like
Like,
I
we
said,
have to,
that's why I'm willing to try, but I
yeah,
just
no, but we need to think of how we can make it, make the conditional offer airtight, where it is, you'll be like, Susie, are you, let's, you said you're going to do this, but clearly you're not doing this because XYZ didn't happen. Let's be honest. Should we just do a timeout for like 3 months and meet back after 3 months when you're more mentally prepared? Maybe we put that clause in the contract.
and that's possible. I mean, that's yeah.
Right. Let's just keep an open mind on, because if you can solve that problem, right? Maybe it's like the seventh attempt at like this kind of conditional offer. And that's like, this works, right? Because we don't know. We're like, yeah, I don't want to deal with like low paying kinds, the pain in the butt, right? But
Yeah.
maybe we can come up with like a condition, like a middle ground where we can make it work and we solve it. And then that's when the flood of testimonials become a reality, because then you're able to help pretty much low paying, medium paying, and high paying, right? Maybe we just reduce the scope. Yeah, you only have $250, but I charge 1,000 per month or 1,200 per month. So maybe we can just work on this aspect of your marriage. Maybe we can do that. Right? There are multiple ways to solve this problem, right? We just need to come up with it doesn't have to be I'm going to fix your marriage for $250. Maybe I can just fix XYZ in your marriage for $250. But you got to leave me a video review afterwards. I can blur your face if you're not comfortable. Why don't we collect testimonials? Because that's like the biggest trust asset we can build. Because if you literally have 1,000 testimonials on your website, oh God, like literally you like not only your already category of one-on-one, you're literally like in the category of marriage coaches, you're like the only person with like 1,000 plus video testimonials. Because then maybe we can charge 100 grand for like someone who's extremely wealthy. Right? But that's not going to happen if we have like 2 clients right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you would feel I don't think my help is worth 100K. But if you're like non-stop clients, like if some are 250, some are 500, some are 1,200, some are 1,800, right? And then this client comes in, there's like, I really need your help. And you're like, I'm all 40 spots are booked. I literally can't take anymore. You can join the waiting list. And they're like, but Cameron, I really, really need your help. You're the only coach with like 1,000 plus testimonials. How can we make this work? And you'll be like, John, I can do this if you're willing to pay 100 grand. And John is like, done. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from.
Right? But we need to build, it's all about supply and demand.
Yeah.
Right? Right now the supply is too high, demand is too low. We need to flip that.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron, as we land this plane, I say that on every episode, and now this is the first time it's pun intended. As we land this plane, Cameron, let's before I ask you where people can find you. Let's do high level top 3 action items. What are you thinking?
Create the quiz.
Yes.
Create the and then based on that quiz results, then create the offer.
Yeah.
The 3 sessions.
Yeah, irresistible offer. Yeah.
Just create the drip sequence of here's what we've got.
Yeah. It's also that drip sequence sounds like it's automated, but it's gonna be all manual.
No, it will be.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is fine.
We do the quiz, we do the irresistible offer. What was the last thing?
Then the drip sequence, just the email.
The email drip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then also changing all of my marketing to aviation niche.
Aviation niche, ICP and positioning statement. That would be so powerful. And also let's start working with creative offers for our people who can't afford you at 10K.
Okay.
Right? So we just fill the pipeline. We just help as many people. Like we're getting so as a coach, we are after 2 things. Either we get our full price or we get a testimonial. Because in some sense, testimonials are even worth more than the full price because they're helping you get the next high value client. It's helping you increase the prices over time.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the only thing. Proof. If you can demonstrate proof that you have helped 1,000 couples, that's literally the directly correlated with how much you can charge. Right? Mm-hmm. That's how I would think about it. All right, Cameron, if anyone's watching this, maybe they're in the aviation industry, maybe they need help with their marriage, what's the best place for them to reach out?
Probably Instagram at married.and.connected.
Perfect. Cameron, I hope this was valuable.
Yeah, very.
Perfect. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I really appreciated it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.